Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Gibson Cincinnati 2, giving you guys the latest and exclusive content on new music, entertainment news, and inspirational quotes by me. Queen's back at again, and I'm going to talk about artist development, and I have some slideshows, a few of them, about artist development and what artists of 2020 and beyond the future can do to pursue their dreams of making music, become successful musicians, and believe in their art and stay true to themselves, and have that work ethic and don't sell themselves out, and make sure that they gain a fan base from the ground up and stay consistent, and also stay away from drama because nobody needs it, nobody wants that. No more drama and Mary J. Blige voice, period. Okay, let's get right into it. So I want my followers and my subscribers, please let me know down below your thoughts and opinions after this video. And I want you guys, like I said, for those who are not following me, please not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Please do not be afraid to hit that notification button. And like I said, let's get it popping. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, y'all, I'm about to do the slideshow. Please enjoy, sit back, relax, and let's get it on. Okay, guys, artist development. Now, artist development is really important these days because I just feel like there's just a lack of stage presence and artistry in today's artists. And it's not necessarily the artist's fault. Like I said, we know how the music business is. It's very challenging. And like I said, you have to really, stand firm and never give up. That's the one thing. Never ever give up, because the stories of successful musicians, they had started off small, but they had to work their way up, and they had to really just believe in their art, believe in their music, and know the business. One thing for sure, you must know the music business. You gotta know the ins and outs. You gotta be prepared, because like I said, even when it comes to the territory, making sure that your music speaks for itself, it's very important that artists really develop a sense of who they are as artists, and really make sure that they work on their craft, and make sure that, like I said, no matter what, never give up, because that's the key to success. Never giving up, and know your worth as artist, and make sure that you have the right connections. Make sure you have a solid team and management. And there's another priority too, because artists must have a solid team and management to navigate, to help them make sure that they're promoted correctly. They know that their music is out. They need to make sure to find the resources to promote themselves as artists, even using social media. That is an important thing, because social media nowadays is great, but also it's not so great. And I'm going to tell you guys why at the end of this video, but still they have to make sure that find resources on the internet, social media. They got to have like a Facebook, a Twitter, other social media accounts, to know that, okay, we are who we are. It can be a solo artist or it can be a band, and make sure that they stay consistent with the promotion, with the marketing, and also stay consistent releasing music. Now, here's one thing. Music is subjective. People will have their opinions. People will have perspectives on people's music. But one thing that I am so sick and tired, even of fans nowadays, we can't rush these people to create the music. You know why? Because that's why artist development comes into place. Artist development is a process when it comes to the development of artists, being able to know who they are as artists, but study their influences and make sure that their work speaks for itself. They can be inspired by any artist, more than one artist who really inspires them making music, listening to their music, watching their live performances. And here's the thing, like I said, nowadays artist development, record labels, they're not really putting in so much work into artist development nowadays. It's kind of like catch-22. really they're pretty much like, well, if somebody's hot on the internet and the fans like the artist, well, if a record deal is involved, they get the opportunity to get signed. Okay, cool. That's great, but one thing people really want to see talent, like actual talent, like raw talent, and really like that authentic. And this is what I've noticed too, because growing up in like the early 2000s and in the 1990s, even my era, the early 2000s, the artists that I grew up with, like pretty much that I grew up with, like, okay, Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Usher, let's see, Anita Baker, Sade, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, okay, the list goes on. Those are people that I grew up with, their music. And as time moved on, like I said, they also had to, keep having longevity, but they also had set trends. And this is the thing, they even practice on their art and they practice on their showmanship, which really, like I said, nowadays, some artists have it and some artists need to work more of it. And like I said, when it comes to real showmanship, artists must develop their own showmanship. They must develop a sound. They must develop like their own lane in music. And you'll see it and you'll know the artists that have put in the work. Like I said, that showmanship is like, wow. It's kind of like, okay, cool, they got what they got. Perfect example, I was watching Destiny's Child. I'm a huge Destiny's Child fan. Like I said, it was so amazing to look back down memory lane and watch the documentary and seeing how they started off young as young girls, but they had a dream and they had that ambition of making it big in the music business, which is nothing wrong with that, because hey, if you have that talent and you put in the work, you want to be recognized for your talent, period. So I love how, like, Matthew Knowles and Tina Knowles, like I said with Destiny's Child, how they went through the trials and tribulations of making sure that Destiny's Child, like I said, dreams came true as a group. And I'm going to tell y'all something about girl groups and boy groups. We need them to return to the forefront. And I feel like watching that documentary, how Matthew Knowles, he studied business and he was the manager, which is great because, like I said, he pretty much knew the ins and outs of the music business, but he also looked out for girls and Tina Knowles as well. He also looked out for people who were being, shady, and all of that, and also the young girls like Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, Latoya, and Latavia. They really sacrificed everything. They put in a lot of work, hours, practice, rehearsals, everything. And really, it's like seeing how they, like I said, they went through their hardships, but they kept going. And really, they pretty much put in the work, period. And they went through the process of artist development, because Matthew Knowles, in little interview segments, he was like, he knew their talent. He knew what they were capable of. So he made sure that they were used to performing, consistency, like rehearsals every day, practicing, for hours, singing lessons, vocal lessons, making sure they formulate their sound as a group, making sure they stay cohesive as a group, making sure they're used to, being in a group and really bringing out their confidence and stage presence. And this is how it's so frustrating, because some artists, I'm not putting them down, but they need more work. And I feel like really, even artists, up and coming artists that want to be successful, making music and, want to do music, it's kind of like they really have to put in the work, but do the artist development as underground independent artists, because it's like, I would rather the people that have that ability to have that talent and work ethic and drive to study the music, work on their art, do research. Please do not be afraid to listen to different artists, period, different kinds of music, and do not be stuck in one box or one genre of music. And especially especially you taking it serious, you really want to like listen to artists of the previous generation, because every generation grows and evolves and all that great stuff. But it's better off that you listen to different artists and people who really like, inspire you to make sure that you know what you want as artists, you know what you're capable of as artists, and like I said, have integrity. Don't take any old thing, don't take no shady business deal, don't do that, because you know when your time is on the way, your time is on the way. And that's how people, it's kind of like people are really missing the days of talent flourishing in this day and age of music, because yes, we know about the politics and all that, but I've noticed that some of these fans, and they get on my nerves nowadays, because some of them do not understand that when it comes to music and the music business and the staying power of these artists to be able to break through out their shell, to make sure to stay consistent, but they must really take the time to record their music. And I understand social media is important, but they can't be on social media 24/7. And like I said, some of these fans, they also show their true colors in the end too, because they really pretty much don't understand that these people are human beings. They gotta have time to work on their art. They gotta have time to record music. They gotta have time to write their music, and they gotta have time to really keep developing their sound and rehearsals, and make sure that they stay together, stay out of drama, stay out of trouble, and know that if there's trouble on their way, of course they gotta, like I said, the people around them know, like, nah, we ain't here for that. But that's how really, it's really sad, because social media has went downhill, because it's almost like some of these fans, they don't have lives. They get so up in arms about, they claim to be fans of their favorite artists, but they just so warped in a bad way and obsessed. Because listen, whatever profession you take in your career, you gotta take it seriously. And it's not no like walk in the park either. But if you have a passion for it, do it. But you gotta make sure that, okay, these are the steps that I'm going to take, and stay consistent and never give up, and make sure you have an idea who you want to be as an artist. So like I say, I have my favorite artists that I followed through all the years, but I feel like that's why people really want to see more talent shine and win, because it's like, we don't have but a handful of artists that actually have it, and it's a blessing and it's a gift. And it's almost like, I think about how people that I grew up listening to their music and seeing where they are now in their music careers, it's like, it's a blessing. And I know they went through hardships in their music careers, but they got their music careers back on track. So really, it's like this artist development, pretty much, like I said, artists as aspiring singers, rappers, songwriters, all of the above. And even if you can do it all too, don't just limit yourself. Sing, especially like nowadays, you can sing, study other singers. You can rap, study other rappers. You songwrite, practice songwriting skills. Make sure, like I said, you really hone and develop your skills, because that will help you out in the long run. And you don't want to be no cookie cutter artist. You don't want to be no generic artist, or what they say, an industry plant. But you don't want to be no one hit wonder either. You want to do this forever, because it's your career. So here are some ideas and tips that I've gotten. This is the next slide, and this is like the Nashville Treehouse Music of Artist Development, and I love the Venn diagram. And so here we have in the blue sector, but there's a whole bunch of like sectors too. We got you, we got the personality, the strengths and weaknesses, the gifting, and the story. So here are my opinions of that. So personality wise, I would say make sure your personality is authentic, and like I said, we're not perfect, but make sure like you want people to get to know who you are as an artist, and know that that's how you connect with your fans. Like, your fans know you through your music. Then we got the strengths and the weaknesses. So your strengths and weaknesses, you should be able to know your strengths and weaknesses as an artist, because you should know, okay, what you got going on as your strengths, but what are your weaknesses that you can improve better. So it's kind of like, that's why artist development is important. That's why we got that. So, and make sure that your strengths and your weaknesses will go hand in hand, because that way you will be able to know what you're capable of. Then you got the gifting. So the gifting is really dope, because the gifting is pretty much like your gifts of your talent. And make sure that you hone your skills, you hone your craft. Don't be afraid to explore, like I said, variety of your music abilities, and your have a good music ear, listening to other artists and get inspired, but then also make sure that you have your original sound as well. Your story. This is a great way for artists to really showcase their music and let it speak for itself. Your story is really important, and it's just different layers to your story, and you can, however you feel at the time, what you've been through, you put it in your music. So your fans and other people that you want to gain fans as well, they want to get to know who you are as an artist, and as musicians. Then I always say unique sound. Now I'm gonna get a little bit depth into this. You have to have a unique sound. I do not care what kind of sound you're going for. I do not care. Do not worry about trying to please mainstream radio. And this is what I've been noticing. Mainstream radio nowadays is trash and garbage. It is what it is. And sorry, not sorry, okay? Because you have to have a unique sound that people know who you are. So when you put out your music, people are like, oh, this is so-and-so. Oh, they sound like this. Oh, yeah, I heard their sound before. Oh, they know who they are as artists. And then your unique sound is pretty much the sound that really represents who you are as artists. You set the trends. That's how it's so frustrating nowadays, because I've been working on social media, and then fans and then critics and people be like, because I be interacting with people on social media, they be like, the music is lackluster. And it is lackluster, because it's like the music right now, it's the same old music, it's generic, there's nothing thrilling. And then it's kind of like, when it comes to certain artists that want to make music for the art and want to create their own lanes and be unique, you got some of these fans who are really ignorant, and they dictate, well, this artist should go this route with their music. No, you say you're a fan, be a fan. Nobody's forcing you being a fan. If you don't want to support them, bye. You're out the door. To the left, Beyonce. Yeah, your unique sound is so important, because really you do not want to sound like everyone else. You want to sound like yourself. You want to be authentic. This is why I say this, and I preach this 24/7. Please, no matter what you do, please work with different producers. Period. Work with underground producers. Work with up and coming producers. And I'm telling y'all, this is why I feel like people, some artists think, oh, I gotta work with the hottest producer. That's cool too, because you have the opportunity to work with producers who've been in the music business for years. That's cool. But you want to make sure you want to work with producers that understand you as artists, that value you as artists, and that respect you as artists. And make sure that you have chemistry, and your unique sound should develop into a sound that's very versatile, but people are aware of what you bring to the table. That's all I gotta say. And then your unique message. Your unique message is important, because something that you bring to the table of how you express yourself, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable, and don't be afraid to really expand your options, your horizons, especially talking about things that are pretty much relevant, and that you really can really bring it to the table. And your unique message can be something uplifting, and you don't have to go a certain route. Because I know some of these record labels, especially when they want to pigeonhole certain artists, or want to pigeonhole artists to be just one thing. No, you can be everything, just different layers, and have a balance. And really, I suggest that, and this is a honest suggestion, and this is a positive suggestion, I suggest that, like I said, go back listening to other artists, go back listening to different artists, because that way you'll get the idea, okay, I can do the same thing. So your unique message must execute, but you also want to be authentic and you want to be original. Alright, your abilities. We got vocal, we got songwriting, musicianship, and performance. This is going to be a little bit longer. Alright. Your vocals. Especially nowadays, I'm seeing some artists that actually has it and they got it. The only thing that bothers me when it comes to the music and the sound, some artists, when it comes to this damn autotune, which autotune is fine, but if you can sing, you don't need an autotune. We want to hear your vocals, we want to hear range, we want to hear harmony, we want to hear execution. And this is what I said about Destiny's Child, while they were, hustling and grinding and really developing their own, lane in music. Destiny's Child, perfect example. They had their abilities, and they had vocals, the songwriting, the musicianship, and the performance. Now, vocals, as far as I'm concerned, everyone's vocals are unique and different, but also do not limit your vocals. Don't be singing in one pocket. Don't be singing in one style. Don't be singing in one. Don't limit yourself, because that's how some of these singers nowadays on the radio, they sound the same. And then when I hear them singing, I don't really feel it. It's kind of like that mumble singing, and then it'll be the mumble rapping. And I'm like, though there are singers that can actually sing, and even like people who I grew up listening to, like Mariah Carey, Brandy, Anita Baker, Sade, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Prince, Shaka Khan, Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, Barry White, who else? Yeah, Janet Jackson, Whitney Houston. And really, when you know how to sing and know how to control your voice, do not be afraid to expand your options or your horizons singing. Work with different vocal cultures. Get vocal lessons. Stay consistent. Have confidence. Don't be afraid to carry your note. Don't be afraid to carry your range, because guess what? That's going to benefit in the long run. Because when you're singing on track, that's your voice. And you're not sounding like a goat, or you're not shrieking, or you're not sounding like a hot mess, because nowadays some of these singers, some of them, they sound like a hot mess and they don't know what they're doing, and they got the wrong vocal coach. So really work on your vocals and listen to other singers. Listen to other singers before your generation, so you get the idea of be like, okay. And then especially the kind of voice that you have, study that and work your way up and stay consistent. Because when I was watching that documentary of Destiny's Child, they had to learn and practice how to sing in harmony and on beat. They practice, and really it's the more you practice, you'll get better. And then you'll learn your strengths and your weaknesses too. Then you'll learn how to know where you went wrong. It's trial and error, and it's okay. But that's how our mistakes will get better. So that's what, I highly recommend. Please get a vocal lessons when you singing in church, especially people that can sing in church. Sing in church, be in the choir. You gotta really hone your skills of singing. That way you can have breath control. You don't sound too pitchy. You don't sound out of breath. You're really comfortable in your lane. That's all you gotta do. Now, songwriting. Please write your songs. Write your songs from the heart and soul. Please do it. because songwriting is also a skill too that you can develop, writing your songs, expressing yourself, and I'm telling you, the people who really get the whole package, the whole 9 yards, they write their own songs. They write their own songs from their personal experiences. They write their songs, for gravitating like from other people's experiences and putting it together, and be creative and don't be afraid, and please just express yourselves right, especially nowadays, because I feel like the lack of just songwriting is just very crucial. It's just sad, because really when I'm hearing these records on the radio, I'm like, it's just the same old. There's no creativity, there's no flow. It's like everything is just the same. We want to switch up. So your songwriting, like I said, practice. Heck, creative writing, especially, and please go to school, because that's important. Take some creative writing classes, take some like music classes, like how develop your writing skills, so you'll be able, like, it's kind of like, okay, cool. So, yeah. Also, as time goes on when you're writing your songs, have an idea, you don't have this, because I understand when like people who, when they write their songs, like, they just write the songs, and then when they have like a beat in their mind, or the harmony, or the hook of a record, it'll come to life. It'll just, go along. So that's cool. It'll go with the flow. But that's all it is to it. So yeah, songwriting, please make sure you put it down hands on. Now, performance. This is going to be fun. Please practice, rehearsing for hours. Rehearse like you're rehearsing for a church. Rehearse like you're rehearsing for like an event. Rehearse like you're rehearsing at your own concert. Rehearse like you're rehearsing for like a promo. Please rehearse. I go back to Destiny's Child, the documentary. Okay, they had to rehearse. They had to perform. The opportunities that they saw out, and Matthew knows. I gotta have respect for this dude in the mind of a businessman, because he knew. He was like, okay, there are opportunities for them to benefit, get noticed more. Please, it could be the family reunions, the churches, the events, the talent shows, talent contests. Make sure that you get in, make sure you stay booked, and like I said, as time goes on, you will also see how more confidence and more like developing your showmanship, your musicianship and skills performing, and have fun with it, be creative, but also make sure that you know your places, and make sure that you people like, oh, okay, so that's cool. And also when it comes to stage presence, make sure you take it serious, and like I said, that's why it's going to really come out in the long run, because you will be able to really like develop your own sound, your own stage presence, and really own that stage, slay that stage. Once you get on that stage, your places, do it, or your place, do it, and it will come into fruition, because this is why it's so important for artists to develop their performances and their stage performances, and please take it seriously. Now I understand, like I said, there may be some mistakes here and there, but you gotta like really like, once you be on, you're on. Okay, that's why sometimes we watching these award shows, I'm like, some of these artists, I'm like Aretha Franklin, nice gowns. I'm be like Prince. Prince, when he was watching some performances at the BET Awards, when he got honored, he was like, okay. you gotta be on point. You gotta be on point. But also, like I said, just have that confidence and just build, and you'll learn, as time goes on, and that way you'll know, okay, you did this good here, and then, like I said, some things that you want to work on, that's cool too. But the more you do it, You'll be getting it down pat. It'll be like a breeze, because it's like you put in the work for it. You put in the work. So your performances, please, your stage presence must be on point. Alright. Unique product. Now, a unique product. So a unique product. Really, your unique product is your music and your brand and yourself, because you are the product. You are selling yourself to people, to the masses of your music. So you are selling yourself. Of course, the one main priority is your fans. Your fans have the power. Your fans are like your family. You have a connection with your fans, and your fans also, out of respect, they should develop a healthy relationship with you. They shouldn't be dictating you, and respect you as, artists. They should be like, okay, cool, all we gotta do is support them, buy the music, save up, go to concerts, we good, we in this thing forever. Because what I noticed too is that the CDs nowadays, people aren't really buying CDs as much, but really it's sad, because really CDs, people bought physical copies of CDs years ago. But because all of that like extra stuff, the changes in the music business, I'm like, really, fans need to really save up and buy the CDs, because it's better to buy a CD, buy an album, because you're selling CDs, you're selling your music as a product. So like I said, make sure that you bring something unique with your music, and that ties back to unique sound, okay, and your unique message, because those two goes hand in hand. That's how you'll become a successful artist. So your unique product really should be your unique sound, unique message, and unique product. So that will go ties in together. So that'll get you a successful artist. Alright. The last but not least, well, basically I'll go to the other one. Branding. So we got image, logos, plus look, and the marketing. Make sure that your image is authentic. Make sure that you be careful as well, because what I mean by that, like, make sure that you got the right team, the management. And I think really what needs to happen is that your branding, you should stay consistent. Like, get cool people on board. Like, get like graphic designers to make your logos. Get like people involved to help. Like, okay, we're selling this artist, we're selling this like solo artist, we're selling this band, this group as artists. Make sure the branding is on point, because that's important. The branding is like the brand of who you are as artists. Make sure that your brand, your brand, okay, and you have respect for yourselves, and you know your worth as artists, and your brand to come to place. Because that's how I noticed, like I said, when people experience the stories of how artists, they struggle with their brand, because they didn't get the right people involved. People dictate them what to do and what to be as artists. And really, you want to make sure you got people that value your artistry, and make sure that the people around you know what they're doing, and stay consistent. You gotta have people that you can trust. You gotta have people that be like, okay, this is good for you. And also, you communicate. You don't gotta be like a doormat, but you're human too. You be like, something that you don't like, that's cool. It's something that like you don't like, or a logo or ideas. That's how people, they get together, communicate. It's something like, alright, that can help you, that's cool. So communication is the key too. Then your image, like what kind of image that you want to put out. Are you like a badass? Do you have street edge? Do you have that edginess? Are you more like the next door? It's like something that people be like, oh, okay, that's who they are. But also, even with that, you gotta be careful, because nowadays I feel like everybody's doing the same thing. When it comes to the image, like people kind of like more like, well, it's really too much of like one kind of image. And like I said, nowadays everybody's like the bad boy mumble rap type of rapper and all that. But I feel like your image could be like, perfect example, Destiny's Child, they like were young, but they were mature, but their image was like sassy, positive messages, express themselves, their sensuality, confidence, Girl Next Door, and also like a Bad Edge, Street Edge. They had brought like a lot of like that edginess to them as like time went on, and they was no typical generic like pop manufactured artists. They were like R&B and pop, so they were more like edginess and a little bit of everything. And really, it's like your image really can really connect with your fans, and it's good to have a balance, and it's good to be able to not just be in one box. So that's that. So, and be, like I said, confident, have confidence, and everything will be fine. Logo and look. Yes, your logo and look. Graphic designs, graphic artists, please make sure, be creative, and also get involved. Like, get involved. Be like, okay, I want this to look this way. Well, I want my logo or our logo to look this way, and make sure that it's original. Because we get inspired and ideas, but draw it, sketch it. Because I'm an artist too. Because I love to draw, I love to paint, and I love to like create stuff. So make sure like hire some graphic designers, or even learn how to do the graphic work yourself. It's good to know how to do things yourself as well, and like do something like draw, sketch out a logo that you like, the direction that you're going with it, so people will be like, oh, this is who they are, this is their brand. Okay, cool. So that's down pat. And marketing is very important. Please make sure you have a team and you have management that know what they're doing, and your marketing should really be important as well, because you really have to stay consistent with connecting with your audience, connecting with your fans. You want to make sure that your marketing, like, you're versatile artists as well, and be versatile, and don't stay in one box, and make sure that your marketing is professional, and you better make sure that you got people that know what they're doing, and make sure that your marketing is consistent, is concise, and like I said, promoting your music. Make sure your music is promoted as well, because people want to be knowing you for your music. People want to know you, okay, this is artist, this is whoever's out, at the moment. And stay consistent with your marketing, and make sure you get like publicists, because I'm telling you, like, nowadays it's so messy, because even the social media and the entertainment world has gone downhill and it's trash, because it's like, you're going to have hating ass, you're going to have haters, you're going to have naysayers, you're going to have doubters. Block the noise. Make sure that you stay focused, you stay driven, you stay hungry, and like Les Brown, keep going. So you got to make sure that block any negativity. Like, people will have their opinions, so it's like we can't please everybody, but to have that gift and be blessed that you have people that support you, such as your real fans, that's all that matters. So your marketing, gotta make sure that you get like a good publicist. Make sure you got like people like around you that, like I said, want to protect your brand, and make sure like you stay away from trouble, and make sure that it's legit, because really, and also I'm gonna be very honest, do not get on these shady, ugly, nasty blog sites, like these interviews with like the what they call them, the bloggers, gossip sites, going on their shows. Because I understand, like I said, that's part of entertainment, but it's just too much of that. And really, they don't, let me tell you something, some of them, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them really don't care about, they don't really care about like positive things. It's always going to be negative. They fuel drama and negativity. They'll fuel drama and negativity. That's just part of their messed up brain or whatever. And sometimes, like I said, even the negativity and the drama will like open the door for you in a good way, like, because the drama and negativity will fuel and add fire to the motivation and the hunger. And that's a great thing, because Destiny's Child, perfect example. They went through a lot of stuff, okay? I'm not going back down memory lane. I mean, they went through a lot, but they used that negativity to use that as a positive and stay motivated and stay hungry and be like, okay, whatever, dust off the haters, so really make sure you got people to protect you and your brand, and make sure people don't be calling themselves trying to come in. I'll be like, no, you can't fuck with the circle, especially bad mofos. So that's just how it is, because you gotta protect your brand, because people, they be some low-key snakes, and you gotta be careful and make sure you keep your circle small. But other than that, that's it. That's all I have to say. And also, the successful artist, those are all the things to become successful artists, and it goes within artist development. Alright, that was fun. Now, I'm going to end this video. Now, this is going to be a interesting conclusion, because I think I summed up everything. I think I summed up everything that I want to say. I just felt like I had to put some extra stuff so people can get the idea more. Let me talk about these fans. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Wake up. This is 2020. You want to support your favorite artist, then you're gonna have to do the necessary steps. Please do not engage any trolls or online ugly people on the internet, because people are gonna have their opinions, and I understand as fans you have the right to defend, you have the right to serve, honor, and protect your fave because you stand for your fave, but you also gotta know they're human beings too, and we're all human beings. We go through things, and like I said, your constructive criticisms are very welcome, of course, but it's gotten too much of fans trying to dictate and try to always think that they know everything, because you do not know what goes on behind the scenes, and you definitely do not know these people behind the scenes. But like I said, all you can do is support by the music, brush off the haters, and buy and support your artists, and do it for longevity, because really it's like you gotta make sure that the fans make the power, the fans make a difference, because the fans pretty much are like the important people too for artists to be successful. An artist must have a successful fan base, period. They must have fans that are willing to understand, they have connection, they touch people's lives, they touch their lives too, vice versa. So you gotta make sure that you stay humble as fans too, because the music business, it is a dark place, it's a scary place at times, but the ones that gonna hold it down, the artists that gonna keep going and never give up, that's all it matters. So please do us all a favor. Just make sure that you are aware of the music business, and also, you know what? Please bring back the fan forums. And I'm going to tell you something, social media is great, but it's too much of that negativity, and I think the fans forums are pretty much, it should return and it should come back, because that's a great place and a safe space for fans to interact with each other, and make sure you respect each other too, on there as well. But really, that social media done went downhill, so it's best that fans create their own fan forums and express themselves and their concerns, but also have that positivity. Make sure that you know what's up, and just stay humble. And please, guys, be patient for the music. We can't rush art. We cannot, rush the artist. Art has to be created. No matter how long it takes, if you're a fan, be a fan for the long run. And also, because like I said, when I was growing up too, I would always be on the fan forums, and that's a fun place too, because it's like a family. It's kind of like a cult, but in a good way. It's kind of like we all are different and unique, so it's like we all are like, okay, in our little bubble. And also make sure you got, like I said, you have the right to protect yourselves from online trolls trying to start stuff. So yeah. But other than that, like I said, I feel like artists nowadays from 2020 to 2000, whatever, far and beyond, this is just, like I said, my own opinions and thoughts of artist development. What do I look forward for? What do I expect? And what artists should be able to do, while pursuing their music careers. And this is for longevity. And those are my honest thoughts and opinions. And please, guys, make sure that you give me guys your advice. What do you guys expect? What do you think about the things that I pulled up, that I said? What do you think? Is there any other things that artists should do as well? And yeah, let me know down below. So yeah, guys, I'm glad you guys enjoyed my new video for this special topic. As always, it's like the importance of artist development, my thoughts. So this is going pretty much, I think this is my thoughts, the first my thoughts video for 2020. So that's great. So anyway, please, as always, do not be afraid to like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Please not be afraid to hit that notification bell. Please not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And this wraps up my video. Stay tuned. Next episode, get Sensei 92 Dragon Ball Z narrated reference. Peace, bye-bye. Shout out to my hashtag Team Gifted Slayers. And as always, y'all girls exiting out, signing out. And yeah, so stay tuned to the next episode. And yeah, this Super Saiyan is out.